A Barbados official has hinted at plans for a universal basic income, just 2 weeks after breaking its ties with the British monarchy. The Universal Basic Income, UBI, may come in the form of a citizen's dividend, Avinash Persaud, Special Envoy to the Prime Minister of Barbados on Investment and Financial Services, said in a post last week on Facebook. He said the country's already existing reverse tax credit was Barbados' first foray into a UBI program. If a person's income is not above a basic level, the reverse tax credit tops up their annual salary with a payment. He wrote the citizens' dividend may be combined with the annual reverse tax credit to form some kind of universal basic income for Barbados' almost 300,000 citizens. He did not elaborate on how much the dividend could be. As of 2020, Barbados reported a GDP of around $4.37 billion, £3.3 billion. UBI is defined as a government-run program under which every adult citizen receives a set amount of money at set intervals, usually monthly. A citizen's dividend, meanwhile, is a form of UBI depends on the value of natural resources of a country, and on the principle that the natural world is common property for all people. It proposes citizens receive payments from revenue raised by the state by leasing or taxing land and other natural resources. Left-wing supporters of UBI programs say that it lowers poverty rates. For the right-leaners, it's a route to a less bureaucratic welfare system, replacing need-based social programs that require more government involvement. However, there have been few large-scale tests of UBI systems, with studies of trials that have been carried out, such as one in Finland, finding UBI to be unsustainable. He noted that one of the key issues facing the provision of UBI was the mechanism of financing such a program. Persaud spoke about the government's sovereign wealth fund, which he said would own all the government's assets, and that the administration would make them work for all Barbadians, according to Barbados Today. He said assets not required for government work would not be sold, and instead used to generate income for the country, or swapped for assets that can. The idea is that some of the income produced every year would be given back to all citizens over the age of 18, perhaps in the form of a citizen's dividend, he wrote. Over time, the citizens' dividend and reverse tax credit could form the basis of a universal basic income and create a greater sense of belonging to all of our people. We welcome other practical, effective ideas on how to achieve this goal quicker. He also hailed Barbados' decision to offer free higher education, a policy that was introduced in 2018, as another example of the country's universality. We are moving towards universal basic income across 3 fronts, Persaud wrote. Despite all the pressure from international agencies to target, we hold the line on universality. That's why we restored free tertiary education for all. International studies have shown this is critical to social mobility and opportunity. The less well-off cannot take on the payments, risk and worry of getting heavily in debt to secure their future. Persaud also pointed to the country's new business interruption benefit that the self-employed, as an initiative that already gives the group some universal basic income, and chastised a previous government for removing the tax credit that was later reintroduced by his administration. Barbados' highly innovative reverse tax credit, introduced by the Owen Arthur administration, the envy of many developed countries, was the first foray into a universal basic income. That was long the objective. Under the reverse tax credit, if your income is not above some basic level, the government will top it up with a payment or reverse tax credit. This is one of the practical ways a developing country could quickly get to the universal basic income. Therefore, it was regrettable that in 2016 to 2017, the last government stopped paying it. They said they had no money. But everything is a trade-off, Persaud wrote. Like free tertiary education, they should have prioritized this kind of instrument. Since 2018 it has been paid and extended. Persaud's comments come just 2 weeks after the Queen's role as head of state of the island came to an end, with the nation instead becoming a republic with a president. The move by the nation's politicians to turn it into a republic came more than 50 years after it became fully independent in 1966. But as it severed its ties with the Commonwealth, Barbados has become closer with Beijing, which through its Belt and Road program has pumped more than $6 billion into the Caribbean since 2013. Concerning many in the West. Barbados alone has reportedly received $400 million from China, which will likely go towards improving infrastructure. However, according to Bloomberg, other countries such as Uganda and Sri Lanka that have fallen into debt with Beijing have had to surrender land and assets. Barbados has insisted this will not happen in their case, but it is otherwise unclear exactly how the country will fully fund programs such as its proposed UBI. Advertisement.